They've also identify you with these AI computers coming out of your house with the cameras or on the road. Let me finish. Or when you pay with a credit card at a store, some stores are signed up to get federal money to do this. It then ties your name to your walk. But, I mean, people are saying, well, how do they identify who I am in my walk? They identify you with cameras according to your license plate. When you get out of the car, they then know who you are because it's according to the license plate. Then it scans with the cameras your walk. And that's the Bob Woodward secret weapon he talked about in Iraq, is that now they can target somebody, videotape them, feed it into a computer, and then satellites can tell by your walk and your shadow from above. So, see, that's what they put in. That's why they're stole $8.5 trillion. They're kidnapping kids. They're taking organs in hospitals. They're murdering whoever they want. They got a military slave grid in, and they're getting ready to really hurt everybody. Go ahead.
I've actually witnessed firsthand that surveillance system you're talking about. I actually have a friend that works for that, doesn't even know what's really going on. He's just like me. I'm a Marine. I'm not going to lie about it.
So the military's using this.
Oh yeah, but I can't really go into it. This kind of secret kind of thing, I guess. But
it's not secret. It's been deployed against the enemy, the U.S. people.
Well, yeah. I just don't want to kind of.
Well, let me tell you where. I mean, it's funny you mentioned Indiana. That's where license plate scanning and face scanning was first tested about 14 years ago in federal documents we found. Then next was Texas, and so those are two of the worst states. So is California, New York, and it's a total slave grid, and the public has no idea.
Yeah, I didn't have any faith in the governor of Indiana. I knew he'd sell us out sooner or later. As far as the whole Marine.
What level
thing,
are you in the Marines where you're? I mean, I guess you've been in combat where they're accessing this, or are they doing tests here in the U.S. with the satellite stuff? I know they're testing. They've got the National Reconnaissance Office and the Interspatial Office, the Geospatial Office. I
wish I was actually that high up in the food chain to be able to find this stuff out and tell you about it.
I mean, we already know that they're surveilling the American people.
Right.
My whole point is, as a Marine, I'm just curious what applications you've been involved in.
I'm just a mechanic. I'm a sergeant. I actually heard earlier when they were at the baby's toy store with that sergeant that was there, kind of laughing at you. Dude, I respect you, Alex. You woke me up. Your end game sold me right there from the start because I know that kind of stuff happens. I mean, new technology nowadays. People are evil. It's going down, and you've helped me out with that. I joined the Marine Corps out of service for my country. I thought I was doing something right. I'm that 2%, you know what I'm saying? And as far as like the surveillance on the American public, I personally, Alex, I swear I don't know anything about it. And if it's happening, God help us all, sir.
Well, I was sent videos of Operation Death Star. That's secret, by the way, but we did play clips of it on local access. Operation Death Star, I was sent by Marines. That was a surveillance operation of pretended militia groups attacking Operation Urban Warrior 1999 in Oakland, California. And in the Death Star video, we are being followed. But they came in, played a clip on TV, wouldn't let me have it. Turned out one of the local producers' son was involved in Operation Death Star. And they had drones up there following me from my hotel down to the Marine Corps takeover drill. Do you see how they're integrating all of this control? That they're so on top of it that Operation Death Star was tracking me.
Right. Yeah, they actually came out with a new program. It's called Center for Irregular Warfare. Just came out. I never heard of it until just like a couple days ago. I was searching around the internet with one of my superiors, and we found it. God only knows what kind of stuff they work on in there, to be honest with you. Irregular warfare, I know that what happens, with the quote terrorist, it's not regular, modernized warfare. It's the IEDs being planted everywhere, and you got to be specially trained for it and everything. But it's just insanity, the kind of stuff that's going on behind our backs. Even the Marines that are under my belt, I try teaching them all the time, Alex, posse comitatus, the habeas corpus and everything, but they laugh at me. My superiors were laughing today when they heard about the Marines and telling that whole thing. They were laughing, and they were ridiculing me the whole time. I'm embarrassed, but at the same time, I'm going to have the last laugh because It's
But wait a minute. So they think it's okay they're absorbing the National Guard and going to put 20,000 combat Army troops on the streets, and they think it's okay the Marines have trained to confiscate firearms. I mean, they think all of that is okay?
They're dumbed down. They're dumbed down. They refuse. These are also the same people that are searching football statistics on the Internet.
Good to hear from you. I appreciate your call. Call back again. You guys want to go another 20 minutes or so here in the Maiden Voyage? Maiden Voyage is going pretty well? You're down. Are you on air, Paul, when you're talking? Well, maybe you should be, because folks will think I'm talking to Casper the Ghost or something in there. Let's cut to Aaron. Let's zoom in on him, get a close shot on Aaron Dykes. There's Aaron Dykes, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, my friends. Aaron, tell me basically what happened with the Marines. I mean, we had Mr. Dillon call in on the show. He's done some reports for us. He's the guy that got Governor Perry on that time. And he's down there going to work, and he sees Marines in North Austin out front, the Toys R Us, getting toys for the children. And again, that sounds reasonable. But then when you read the Army's own report, they say for PR purposes, and this was in the Times of the Army Times a few weeks ago, that they're going to have the military going around with the jaws of life, opening up car wrecks. Again, that's for pure PR. Well, you're not against. Well, what's wrong with the military on the streets of America? They're helping people out of their wrecked cars. This is the best thing since sliced bread. So think about what's going on with that. And now they're out there in full battle gear with their machine guns, which, by the way, is illegal. And they are, at least it was in the past, I haven't checked lately, maybe it's been overthrown, and they're out there, the people are donating toys to them, and then they give them to the needy children. How about the children get their Bill of Rights, their Constitution, their Declaration of Independence? How about they don't have roving government bands kidnapping them? How about government get off their back instead of always abusing them, instead of always feeding on them and putting sodium fluoride in their water? Aaron, you got there. You just got back. Tell folks out there what you saw.
Yeah, we actually missed the troops, but we talked to the local radio station that was running with the Marines, the Toys for Tots, and they told us how good it was. And one of your best listeners, he's a military vet of some kind, and they asked him, "What are you, a military vet?" "Yes, sir, I am." "Well, shame on you. Asking questions, shame on you. Those weren't even real guns." They tried to say that the mounted guns on top of the Humvees were not real. Quote, not real. And then they
So
said,
just total delusion. Just those weren't even. Well, I mean, we had a lot of our listeners show up and see them. Why did the Marines leave?
I don't know why they left. They were gone by the time we got there. But we were told, oh, children love the guns. Children love that kind of thing. But they weren't even real guns. But children love guns on Humvees.
Well, they do love guns, but the point is you don't. This is part of acclimation. Putting troops in sports stadiums, Kentucky Derby. It's in my martial law film I made in 2004, 2005. Troops at sports stadiums, at college and high school games, searching people, running around. With photos that their listeners took of little children having their little bag searched, looking up with a guy with a gun searching it. Mm-hmm. Nothing. I mean, oh, you're a 5-year-old little girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. You're Al Qaeda. Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, that's it. I mean, basically, these radio station people were laughing at us, laughing at other patriots for asking questions about why there's troops with guns on the streets at public places.
But it's toys, but they're going to be helping at car wrecks. But then it states they're also going to be running military operations for insurrection and riots against the American people. But lots of PR. Here's toys. I'm fixing the crash car. Oh, the military flighted somebody to car wreck. We can't have a local infrastructure of police and firemen. We've got to have the military doing it.
Well, I guess you're either for the troops or you're against them, as they say.
Yep. Well, I am against the troops being given experimental smallpox and anthrax shots that killed so many, but I guess that means I'm evil too. I mean, I guess the Romans were against the troops because they didn't want Caesar to bring the troops into Rome because you weren't supposed to have the troops in Rome. You weren't supposed to have them in Italy south of the Rubicon because that would be a police state, because that would allow a takeover of the government. And now the military is being threatened against Congress and the banks. And Bloomberg reported yesterday that war powers, in fact, Google, under Google News, war powers Bloomberg. I want to show people the war powers article. It says war powers declared by Federal Reserve. They've told Congress, they've told the other Fed governors, you aren't involved in anything. This is war powers. Aaron, what do you think of that?
It's incredible. I mean, it's such a bait and switch, such a swindle. They had this pretended power, and then they come in and usurp it, just like we knew they would, and they just pulled a fast one on everyone.
Absolutely. Here, I'll direct on air. See how there's too much room in back of him? We need to swivel that where there's more room in front. So and in fact, this will be the new thing we do on the show. There we go. Maybe even a little bit more room in front of him. We don't want to get him exactly centered. We want to have room. There we go. Again, for those watching later on the web, as this is ripped to the four corners of the earth.